Good morning. Thank you for joining Coffee with Amy and Kevin. I'm Kevin Van Eck. I'm here flying solo today. Amy's going to be back again next week, but I have a very special guest joining us today, so make sure that you fill up your coffee, grab your tea, power smoothie as Amy says, and let's get started with this episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. So to get started, I want to introduce our special guest that I mentioned. It is Liza Caminiti from Ivester Jackson, Christie's International Real Estate in Charlotte, North Carolina. She's a broker in charge and an agent, has a ton of experience and a lot of great things to share with us today. So I'm really grateful you're here with us, Liza. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so excited to be here with you guys and, share any of my knowledge and wealth in this amazing business that we're in.
Let's hear about your wealth of knowledge and experience and all that. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into real estate. Just a brief story on where that's taken you to today.
My ventures began down in Miami doing interior design, and my husband and I were doing some buying and flipping, but he was a licensed real estate agent. So I learned a lot about the business. And believe it or not, the two of them do go hand in hand. And it has been such an advantage point for me, especially when selling like high-end luxury properties, because a lot of the interior design jobs I did down in Miami were on very large modern homes. And it's given me the ability to know, hey, when we're showing a home, this cost, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, and you can use this product or that product, or we can take this wall down. So it's really been useful. My ventures then brought me to Charlotte, North Carolina, about 10 years ago, which was a major change for me coming from the big city. Charlotte was totally different 10 years ago. And I remember walking through some homes going, oh my gosh, did they like literally open a bag of Skittles last night and go, we're going to paint the living room this color, the bedroom this color. It has just totally changed, which is awesome. We're getting more modern, but the growth of the city has been incredible. And I'm so happy that I have had the ability to be a part of that growth. So here I am in the wonderful Queen City, as they call it, Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's amazing. Yeah, we had been talking about Charlotte and growth there at a price point, luxury standpoint. Tell me a little bit about that.
So as I was mentioning before, I remember when I first got into the business, 2-3 million, that was a lot back then. Now, obviously coming from Miami, I knew a larger price point of homes, but not in Charlotte. Now, our average buyer is 2 to 3 million, which is crazy. And these are, younger families. And I'm just like, wow, you guys are really killing it in life. You're doing great. They all come to my open houses and everything, pushing their, baby carriages and 2 babies in there. But now, I'm negotiating, $10 million deals, being a dual agent on my $8 million listings with, buyers coming from California, and obviously a big influx of buyers from Chicago. Chicago's been a big feeder market for us. New York, New Jersey has always been a big feeder market too. We've had a few people that during COVID, they transplanted down to Florida, lived that life for a couple years, and now they're coming back up. I guess they're called halfbacks if they came from up north. That's just the term we use here in Charlotte.
Interesting. Okay, cool. I wonder how has your approach changed then from when you first started working in Charlotte as an agent to now? Has your approach, or I guess the dialogue, the conversation, changed at all based on that change in the market?
100%. Charlotte, believe it or not, is a pretty big city. And so there's a lot of agents in Charlotte. And so you do have some competition, but the big players are always the big players, and that's a small percentage. Back then, like obviously there wasn't like extensive digital marketing, and if you were plopping a 3-page paper brochure at a house, like that was okay. Now, it is like you have to step your game up, and it is digital marketing and going above and beyond, video, huge. So it really has changed, because a lot of the people coming from bigger cities moving here, they're used to that kind of edgy, over the top, top-notch marketing. And so that's how we've really set ourselves aside, and apart from others, and me especially with building my brand.
For sure. And I've seen that over the last couple of years since we first met. I've seen you implementing all of these things in your business and seeing the success you're creating. So how do you convey that? And this is a hot topic these days, right? When it comes to being able to articulate your value proposition. How do you do that when you first meet, whether it's through referral or just an ad hoc meeting with a potential seller?
For me, because my marketing has always been something that I spend a lot of money on, in my social media presence, which I'm telling you is kicker right now. You have got to have a social media. They are all finding me on social media. They're watching the listings I get. And the way I set myself aside when I'm having those conversations with them, I mean, they've already seen something I've done, like either a 2-page spread in a magazine or whatever it may be. But I tell them, I provide a full level of concierge service. And when I mean that, like I really mean that, they're basically going, here's my key. And I handle everything, staging, painting, changing out the lighting, if the countertops need updated. That's where my design background has really also played a part, because I'm kind of like a one-stop shop for them. I mean, I'm referring dog walkers, nail people, hairdresser, babysitter, like you name it. I want to be their number one it person. And just reassuring them of that, I build beautiful property websites for every single one of my listings. And so when I'm sitting with them face to face, I can pull up all those property websites and go through all of that. My photographer is one of the most expensive videographers and photographers in Charlotte. He gets on all the covers of the magazines. Most of all my listings make it in multiple magazines, even outside of the magazines I pay to be in, because the photography is so beautiful. So, and then I've got another guy from Miami that I will fly in for a really big listing just to set myself aside even more, because now I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of copycats, which is fine. I take it as, a huge compliment, but so now I'm trying to step it up even more.
Yeah, I think that, and for anyone watching, you need to follow Liza on social. The video quality, like she's talking about, the photography is top notch. And I think it's something that each one of us can learn something from, copycat or not, but to really up our game when it comes to digital marketing. And the results are showing with your business, Liza. So tell me about that then, success-wise. How do you define success? Or what do you, whether it's you or the agents in your office, your colleagues, how do you define success in real estate for you?
Honestly, Kevin, it's not a numbers thing to me. I myself am a very driven overachiever, OCD type personality. And so I don't really ever compete with other agents. I really just compete with myself and what I did the week before. And every week I want to be better and do more. Defining success, I mean, yes, is it great at the end of the year to have a high sales volume? 100% it is. But I think, more so for me, having nonstop repeat referrals and clients that I tell them, you are going to not only become a referral partner, you're going to become one of my lifelong friends. And I mean, they all become my really good friends. And, that's what they want. They want somebody really genuine that they can sit and tell their life story to and trust with the biggest decisions that they make in their lives outside of, getting married and having kids. So I tell all of my agents that I'm like, don't worry about what you didn't do. Worry about what you still can do, and don't look at what's behind you. Look at what's in front of you. And at the end of the day, it's about getting the deal done and making sure that both parties are happy. And you get it to the closing table. And honestly, I tell my agents the same thing. I don't really think that the relationship sometimes doesn't start until after the closing, because it's not about getting the deal done and then, hey, I'll see you when I see you. No, you got to continue that relationship on for a very, very long time. So I think, for me, defining success is one, me being able to lay my head down at night and sleep well, knowing that I'm a team player. I tell other agents at other firms, we're all on the same team. We're all trying to get to the same goals. We're all here to help each other, and share ideas, because it is a, forever changing and evolving business. So that's what I think really defines success.
I love that. You lead by example. That I know, and seeing the way that you operate and meeting other agents from Ivester Jackson. You are, and just your answer, your response right there about how you view success, I think it's what leads to your success, your mindset.
Thank you.
Last question as we wrap up. You're creating a lot of success right now, and you have created that pipeline that you described where you have referrals coming in naturally. You've got this business that's rolling forward because of the service and differentiation and everything you provide and the relationships like you discussed with your clients. What's next? Where do you want to take your business, the office's business? Where do you want to go through 24 and beyond?
You know, my goal, obviously, when I got into the management position was not only to be a rock solid leader, to make everybody feel like they really matter. You know, there's nothing worse than working somewhere and feeling like you're just a number. You know, I truly care about my agents, and I know a lot of personal things about their lives, and I play life coach all day long. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I think I need my own team of therapists right now. But this office has already become the mother hub office of Ivester Jackson, and our numbers have almost doubled. My goal is to double that. And the amount of agents that are coming over and calling and reaching out to me because they're saying, oh my God, I want to work with you. Like, I want to do what you're doing. And I tell them all, I can teach you what I do. I can share all my secret sauce with you, but I can't tell you the way that I do it is going to work for you because we're all different. We're all different personalities. We're all made up differently. We all build relationships with people in different ways. You know, some people are good at cold calling. Some people are good at this. So my goal also with my business, my personal business is obviously as anybody, I want to double the amount of business that I do. And I'm putting a lot of structure in place right now, in creating almost a team of myself. So that's been great. And I've, got really high hopes for it and can't wait to just continue to train our agents and bring in quality people. And it's obviously, our network is unbelievable. And you couldn't dream of a better group of people to admire, lean on, and learn from. Our leadership team, you guys are unbelievable. What you've done for the company is, by far anything that anyone else is doing. In our digital marketing, there's just a no-brainer. With all the tools that we are handed, our agents are coming over and we are doubling their volume. If they come over at an average volume, say of, $1 million, within, 6 months to a year of being with us, their average volume price point is at $2 million. So we're able to open doors, not only Ivester Jackson, but our brand Christie's is opening doors to them that they never would have had opened previously.
Well, that's kudos to you for really taking that and driving it with your agents too, because without you, they wouldn't know how to use it. They wouldn't understand how to implement it. So kudos to you on your personal business and the growth there at Ivester Jackson, specifically at your office, but throughout the company too. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And this has been so great. I know I'm going to see you. I'm actually going to be there next week on the 14th for the regional sales rally. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in person, but I really appreciate you taking the time today to talk with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you guys on the 14th. And this has been an absolute honor.
Thank you so much, Liza. And for everyone watching, thank you for joining us too. Make sure you follow Liza on social, check out her videos and all of her social media. And we will be back next week. And until then, remember, you've got this.